So good afternoon everyone, good afternoon ma'am. So our topic for today is principles of communication. So today I will be discuss the communication is schematic driven. So communication is schematic driven because communication makes system to receive messages from somebody that by activating your schematic-driven experiences and background knowledge that you have stored in your brain since you're in early developmental stage. So when we say developmental stage, it is the experiences that we have been get from our childhood. So next is what does schemata mean? So ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng schemata? Or schemata driven? So, schemata driven, according to psychology and cognitive science, schemata or schema, it describes the people construct meaning in their life that based on their core memories according sa kanilang sense experiences. And pag sinabi natin construct, ibig sabihin ng construct is they build background knowledge, experiences na nakukuha nila mula pa sa kanilang pagkabata. So next is, we have the two types of schemata or schema, the linguistic and the content. So yung linguistic is organize and fix a sentence together. So, sinabing fit sentence together is because linguistic means refers to a person. A person needs in order to understand how words are organized and fit together in a sentence. Next naman, ay example pala nun is spoken tsaka written discourse. Next is the content schema or schemata. The knowledge about the subject. So when we say content schema or schemata, it refers about the subject matter or content of a text. So next is ito yung example ng parang elaboration ng schema. So next is communication is an interpretative act. So communication is an interpretative act because the only person who knows the exact full meaning of message transmitted in sender or speaker, being the creator of source of the ideas, he has the absolute knowledge about the message. So kaya siya tinawag ng interpretative act because the role of the receiver or the listener is just to interpret, infer, at saka guess the meaning of things that appealing to his sense of feeling. So next is two types of interpretative act. The number one is the sender and number two is the receiver. Kapag sinabi natin sender, it is the transmitter of verbal and non-verbal communication or the message. Next is the number two is the receiver. Receiver naman, siya yung decoder of the message sent by the speaker. So next is so why it called interpretative act? Because from channel kasi to the receiver, doon nagkakaroon ng feedback from receiver to channel or to the source. So after the channel, give the message to the receiver will give the comment or what we call feedback. So that's my part. So my name is Euclid Meneses.
The part of communication, principle of communication is active, powerful, or resourceful. Message have varied effects on all participants in any communicative event. If you receive a message, we have different interpretation and meaning. Eliciting different meanings or action. These messages are confront the changes brought about by a sociological, institutional, ideological, cultural, and other environment elements. Because we are born and raised in different places, we have different perspectives in life. Different culture, beliefs, different institution, different rules, subjected to the changeable and continued existence of the world. Communication is dynamic as life must go on and unlike a river. Habang may buhay, lahat nagbabago. Nothing remains permanent or fixed in this world of communication. The principle of communication is communication does not guarantee a direct or automatic link between two minds. Your mind has a lot of various ideas or concepts about the world. That means, we as a Filipino, we have different perception, motto, ideas about the world. Malawak ang ating kaisipan. Iba-iba ang ating mga pananaw. However, this knowledge become meaningful only to others when you initiate communication with them. When you share your thoughts to them, magkakaroon sila ng another idea. What you know and feel about your environment stay inside yourself except when you decide to convey this to people around you. Kung sasabihin mo ito sa ibang tao, it is your choice to share or express your feelings. And unless you engage yourself in the communication act with the person, you will never know this man's view, thoughts, and feelings about his work.
So, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, classmates. I am Mary P. Salinas, and I will be discussing my topic, communication is symbolic. Symbols, signs, or marks like letters, words, sentence, graphs, pictures, and other concrete objects represent or stand for ideas that you intend to convey verbally. For non-verbal communication, you resort to bodily actions, gestures, eye movement, posture, facial expressions, voice quality, space, and type elements to stand for the ideas you want to express. So, dito naman, sinabi dito na communication is symbolic kasi hindi naman lagi is, kaya nasabi ang communication is symbolic kasi madami tayong, sa communication, hindi lang salita ang ginagawa. Gumagawa din tayo ng, sabi dito, gestures, eye movement, posture, facial expressions. Ang example ng gestures is yung pakikipagkamay. Ibig sabihin, wini-welcome mo siya or parang gini-greet mo pag gano'n. Tapos minsan din kapag ayaw mo sa isang tao, parang yung pagtingin mo sa kanya, parang nakakasakit gano'n. Parang ibig sabihin na ayaw mo yung ugali niya. Parang gano'n. Yung sa gestures. Meron din kapag sa symbolic sa kunwari, yung sa daan. Yung mga example doon na naka-post is yung U-turn, tapos no parking. Yun yung mga iba't ibang symbol na may iba't ibang ibig sabihin. Then dito, verbal symbols. Verbal symbols are only symbolic representations, but they still can be quite powerful and flexible. As we use language, we are both expressing our thoughts and creating our thoughts, even deciding what is worth thinking about object, example is book, and idea, freedom of speech. Then the non-verbal symbols is such as pictures, signs, gestures, and systematic patterns, and words, both receptive and expressions. Communications are meant to present an event, person, place, or thing without utilizing verbal communications. Symbols can be either concrete or abstract means of communication. Ibig sabihin ng concrete is relating to or involving specific people. Ibig sabihin naman ng abstract is relating to or involving general ideas. Ang example sa conflict ay yung poem. Ganun. Tapos kapag abstract naman, ang example doon is yung poetry. Then, sunod naman is the communication always results in something. Two or more persons participate in any communicative act. The first expresses or sends a message. The second responds or reacts to the message. It is impossible for any person communicating a message not to get any response or reaction at all from his listeners. Being transactional, communication always creates an effect on the parties involved in the communicative event. It always elicits a verbal or non-verbal response from the participants of the speech event. So dito naman, sinabi dito na communication always results in something. Parang ang example dito is yung kapag ang sender at receiver na, ang sender parang may sinasabi siya sa receiver. Then, yung receiver naman is ini-interpret niya kung ano yung sinasabi ng sender na iyon. At kapag nakuha niya na yung exact na sinasabi ng sender, doon siya makapagbigay ng feedback kung ano yung nakalap niyang informasyon. Parang gano'n. Then doon, makakabuo na siya ng idea kung ano yung makakabuo na siya ng idea like that. Then, ayun, makakabuo na siya ng idea sa mga sinasabi mo sa kanya. Yun. There. Thank you.
Communication is irreversible. Once a word, phrase, or comment leaves one's mouth, on one's impulsive text message or email is sent, there's no way of erasing that from others' memory. Because of communication being irreversible, one should always be aware of things they communicate to others. For example, during an angry moment, one might say hurtful things that they go on to regret later. And even if an apology is given, the other person will still remember the hurtful words which has its effect. Second is communication is contextual. Every communication you have with someone happens within one or more contexts. Just as you learned a couple of weeks ago that communication is sequential and always follows another communication or event. This principle takes you a step further to reveal that there are other factors that influence all your communication. The factors are psychological. Who you and the other person are your personality, emotion states, and purpose. How you communicate with you, like Cheque, will differ at how you communicate with your peers and people who report directly to you. Second is situational. Where and why you are communicating. A conversation and about how you are doing your work will be different in an restaurant over a bowl of Petricel Alfredo than in your boss' office during a performance review. Thirdly, environmental. The physical nature of where you are communicating a conversation in an open workspace with no privacy will be different than a conversation in a comfortable office with a closed door or a bus stop outside your workplace. Fourth, cultural. All your learned behaviors in the rules. This comes from your family, friends, teacher, country, religion, and so forth. In other words, all the experience you have had in your life influence every communication that you have. Third principle of communication is developmental and progressive. Development communication refers to the use of communication to facilitate social development. Development communication engages stakeholders and policy makers, establishes conducive environments, assesses risks and opportunities, and promotes information exchange to create positive social change via suitable development. Development communication techniques include information dissemination and education behavior change, social marketing, social mobilization, media advocacy, communication for social change, and for community participation.
So another principle and characteristic of communication is a process. So there's a several stages of communication takes place when people exchange or share ideas with one another. So each stage involves elements with different function. So working in a coordinated manner to complete a process. These elements prove a dynamic nature of communication. So here's the elements of communication. There's a sender, message, encoding, media, decoding, receiver, feedback, and a noise. So these elements of communication has a vital role once a person communicates to other person. So for example, if there's no channel for a sender in order to send a message, the receiver did not receive a message. So receiver, there's no message in order for the receiver to decode it. So elements of communication, they are so very important in a communication. So the other one is communication is ethical. So any communication event is expected to apply rules, moral, and beliefs. So guided by these standards determined by the cultural group you belong to, your communication becomes ethical, good, or desirable. To maintain harmonious relationship, practice ethical instead of wrongful communication. So communication is ethical. So as we know that from the word ethical, it means ethics. So you must know the right and wrong moral action of a person. It is important for us to know that communication is ethical in order to establish a harmonious relationship to other persons. So the other one, principle and characters of communication, is that communication is influenced by media and technology. As we know, in this modern time, so everyone use a social media platforms in order for them to communicate with other people and also communicate with other places. So, for example, in Messenger, Gmail, like that is a social media platform in order for them to send a message to other people. So yan.